Hello, hello. My name is Tracy Gill. I am a marketing director at a senior living community. I really wanted to come on this evening because I wanted to talk a little bit about when it's time to start searching for senior living options for your loved ones. People are unfamiliar with when to start and how to start. And I really wanted to just come on and talk a little bit about some tips that could help when you're trying to search for a senior living community. A lot of people are very familiar with this and they get nervous because they think their loved ones are going to hate them for a senior living community and they just don't know where to start. So today I wanted to share a couple of things with you. I get a lot of phone calls on a daily basis being a sales and marketing director of people who are calling for a solution. They're stressed out, excuse me, they're stressed out. They don't know where. I wanted to be able to share some information with you that may be helpful. And you may know someone else who's looking for senior living options and they really don't know where to start. So, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is triggers. These are things that you need to pay attention to kind of have an idea if you need to start looking for placement for your loved one, whether it be your mom, whether it be dad, whether it be your aunt, your grandmother, whoever it may be. There are certain signs and triggers that can help you decide you need to start looking. And one thing I want to talk about in particular is safety. You want to make sure your loved ones are safe. When you're talking about seniors, when they're getting, over the age of 75 and they are starting time with simple tasks or tasks that we may see as simple, such as bathing, brushing their teeth, walking down the hall, eating, daily tasks that we kind of take advantage of that we know that we're able to do. Sometimes you have seniors who are no longer able to do these things, or you're starting to see that these things are fading, that they are no longer able to do certain things that they were able to do before. You want to pay attention to that. Safety is one thing that you definitely want to keep in. And I'll start with that topic today. Safety is very, very important. Not only is it important for your loved one, but it's also important for the family. So the family can have a sense of security in knowing that their loved one is in a safe environment. If you have a loved one who they might be waking up in the middle of the night, cooking, saying that they're cooking for their parents who are no longer around, they might be up cleaning, climbing ladders, doing things that just are not normal for them at all. That could be a sign that there is some change in memory, or if any type of change in behavior, you want to pay attention to that. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want your loved one to hurt themselves and end up in a crisis situation where now you're having to look for living. You don't have a plan, mom or grandma in the hospital, and you need to know what to do next. You want to be proactive, recognizing those signs and knowing that, okay, it's time for me to start looking for a place for my loved one. See, is very, very important. If they're getting confused, starting to drive and getting lost, now you're having to try to figure out where they are. They don't know how to get home. These are things you have to pay attention to and know that, okay, I must do something. So safety, very, very, very important. Are they being well cared for? Okay. If they are no longer eating or they're not able to cook because they're burning things, they're leaving the stove on, they're not really eating anymore, you're noticing a change in appetite, that's something you want to look at. Because if they're not eating, now they're going to start losing weight. You'll notice a decline in their weight, and that's a problem. So you want them to be in an environment where have and that they're getting 3 meals a day. So that's something you also want to pay attention to. I really wanted to start with those two topics this evening just to do a test run. As I mentioned, senior living is something that you have to prepare for. You don't want to be in a situation where mom or dad falls. Now you have to put them in the hospital. Now they're going through rehab. You don't want that. You be able to make the decision early rather than later so that they can continue to enjoy and thrive. If you wait until they're not able to do much anymore, they're not going to really be able to enjoy the amenities that are involved with senior living. So you want to take the opportunity to be vigilant, pay attention, make sure you're noticing your loved ones, noticing changes in behavior, appetite, all of those things, because it may be time for you to look for senior living options. I will come back on and talk again about some other things related to senior living, but like I said, I wanted to touch on those tonight. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to speaking with you next time around. Have a good night.